Hello everyone, a very warm welcome to all of you in my channel once again. So today's video is an informative video. ये सभी लोगों के लिए helpful है, whether you are a working person or you are going to give your exams, a professional exam, और आप BCom के exams दे रहे हो. इस particular video में I will tell you about two newly inserted section जो कि this year's finance act में introduced हुए थे regarding TDS deduction and TCS. So 206 AB for TDS and 206 CCA for TCS. This section has been effected from 1st July 2021. For getting this section invoked, there are two conditions which are to be complied with. पहले तो पेई जिनका हम TDS डिडक्ट कर रहे हैं, that person has not filed last 2 financial years income tax return and both the conditions are to be satisfied and TDS or TCS deducted for rupees 50,000 or more in last 2 financial year. दोनों financial year में TDS या TCS aggregate 50,000 या more का deducted है and जो रिटर्न है वो लास्ट 2 फाइनेंशियल ईयर का not filed है, then this section will be invoked. So let's talk about what is there in the section. So TDS and TCS जो डिडक्ट होना है इस सेक्शन के अंदर, that will be double the existing rate or 5% whichever is higher. So let's talk about an example. Mr. A provides work contract services to X Limited. So X Limited ने deduct किया था 15,000 rupees as a TCS and 35,000 as a TDS in the financial year 2018-19 Mr. A का and 52,000 TDS in the financial year 19 and 20. So return for those two financial year 18-19 और 19-20 दोनों का ही रिटर्न मिस्टर ए ने फाइल नहीं किया था. So as per the applicable condition, so now TDS in the financial year 21 and 22 to be deducted by X Limited at the rate of 5%. The reason ये है कि section says that double the rate और 5% whichever is higher. So 194C works contract में deduct होता है वो 2% है. So 2% into 2 is 4%, but I have to go with the higher rate. That's why it came to 5%. And section invoked इसलिए हो रहा है because बंदे ने लास्ट 2 फाइनेंशियल ईयर की रिटर्न भी फाइल नहीं की और उसका TDS एंड TCS एग्रीगेट 50 और 50,000 का डिडक्ट हुआ है. एंड फॉर कंसिडरिंग 21 एंड 22 में मेरे को कितना डिडक्ट करना है, वी आर टेकिंग फाइनेंशियल ईयर 18-19 एंड 19-20 बिकॉज इन दोनों फाइनेंशियल ईयर का रिटर्न फाइलिंग का डेट जो है वो एक्सटिंग्विश हो चुका है. सो 2020-21 का जो रिटर्न फाइलिंग का डेट है दैट इज July 21st or October 21st because of the extension. So that's the reason we have taken those 2 financial year. Now let's talk about the exceptions to the section. So section shall not apply where the tax is required to be deducted under सेक्शन 192 सैलरी पर्सन का TDS आप डिडक्ट कर रहे हो तो एप्लीकेबल नहीं होगा. अगर 192A प्री मेच्योर विड्रॉल ऑफ EPF है तो डिडक्ट नहीं होगा. अगर 194B विनिंग फ्रॉम लॉटरी उसमें डिडक्ट नहीं होगा. 194BB विनिंग फ्रॉम हॉर्स रेसेस, 194LBC सिक्योरिटाइजेशन ट्रस्ट के लिए डिडक्ट नहीं होगा. एंड सबसे इम्पोर्टेंट, नॉन रेसिडेंट हैविंग नो परमानेंट एस्टैब्लिशमेंट इंडिया. अगर कोई नॉन रेसिडेंट है, इवन इफ he has not filed the last 2 financial years return and TDS or TCS in aggregate for last 2 financial year 50,000 or greater than 50,000, तब भी उसके ऊपर ये दोनों सेक्शन इन्वोक नहीं होते हैं. मूव ऑन टू द ASSESSEE in default, who will be called ASSESSEE in default. If you fail to deduct the TDS as per the section, even if the particular payee was covered under the section, so क्या होगा, तो यहाँ पे आपका जो non deduction of TDS and TCS पे you have to pay 1% interest per month. If you have deducted the TDS but you fail to deposit it, then 1.5% interest per month and penalty of the same amount you have to pay. And thirdly, expenditure will be disallowed. Means if you have paid the expenditure, आपका जब income tax calculation होगा PGBP का, वहाँ पे this particular expenditure will be completely disallowed if you have made the payment to the non-resident, and 30% will be disallowed if you have made the payment to resident pay. So this is to be considered कि पहले तो burden भी बढ़ा दिया, and now the defaulting person has to bear this much of consequences also. So this is very cumbersome for business houses. So let's go to the next thing, how to verify the applicability of this section on payee. So कैसे पता करेंगे? हम तो जाके हर पेई को नहीं बोल सकते कि you give me your 26 AS जिसमें TDS and TCS deducted amount दिखता है, you give me your last 2 financial years income tax return, but the new income tax portal will itself tell you the applicability है या नहीं. पैन लेके लॉग इन कर लो इनकम टैक्स पोर्टल में, एंड देन यू हैव टू पुट द पैन ऑफ द पर्टिकुलर एसएससी, एंड पोर्टल विल इटसेल्फ टेल यू वेदर दीज सेक्शंस आर एप्लीकेबल ऑन दैट पेई और नॉट. आप ज्यादा झंझट नहीं है, बट द थिंग, जब भी आप किसी नई पेई को ऐड कर रहे हो एंड यू आर मेकिंग पेमेंट्स टू दैट न्यू पेई, सो यू हैव टू चेक अ टीडीएस डिडक्शन क्या होगा, डबल द रेट और 5% हायर और द एग्जिस्टिंग रेट. So this is to be checked. And Q&A, which I think that people may have doubts regarding this. So first question was that X Limited deducted 15,000 as TCS and 35,000 as TDS of Mr. Ray the financial year 18-19. And rupees 50,000 as TDS in 1920. So return for those two financial years were not filed by Mr. A. Whether these sections are applicable or not. So yes, definitely, because we have to consider both TDS and TCS aggregate. So 15,000 plus 35,000 equals to 50,000. That is 50,000 or more. And in next financial year it's 52,000. Then it means in last 2 financial year TDS deduction was 50,000 or more than 50,000, and as you can see the return not filed. So यहाँ भी नहीं होगा. So yes, aggregate हमें देखना है. Then X Limited deducted 15,000 as TCS and 34,000 as TDS. So rest the question is same. We have to tell the applicability. So we can see that 15,000, 34,000 is equals to 49,000. So in one financial year it was 49,000, and the next financial year it was 52,000. Condition should be satisfied in both the financial year. That's the reason this particular SSE will not be covered under the section. So no, the section is not applicable. And then next question is X Limited deducted same 15,000, 34,000. The question is same. Yes, return for 2-year file, but file late means belated return by Mr. A. So same TDS deduction was same 50,000 and more, but return was filed belated, late return was filed. So whether the section will be invoked? So no, definitely section will not be invoked, because belated return does not mean you haven't filed the return, it means you have filed the return. The fourth one is, the question was same as earlier, and this from here it's different. Return for 1 financial year and 1 financial year filed and 1 financial year not filed. So whether the section will be invoked? So no, the section will not be invoked, because return for both the financial year is required not to file. Here 1 financial return was filed. One more thing I want to tell you, if you don't have the PAN of a particular payee, so जो TDS या TCS rate होता है, that gets double. This is like a normal route, and under this section also the double TDS or TCS rate are asked to be deducted, but it doesn't mean आपको 4 times deduct करना है. TDS or TCS, whichever you are deducting, at double the rate of 5%, whichever is higher. 5% will be deducted as 2 into 2 is 4, and 4 or 5, whichever is higher, is to be deducted. Thank you for watching my video till the end. So these are my social media handles. आपको कोई भी doubt हो तो you can mail me or Instagram me for your queries. I will definitely reply to you. And please, if you like the video, then give us a thumbs up and click on the bell icon, so that whenever I will upload a video, you will get a notification. Do subscribe my channel for more updates regarding CMA. Thank you.